Hello, race car fans. We have a classic race car today, and it's an old Hot Wheels from 1998, number 28 of 40, the first editions. This is a Chaparral 2, and the Chaparral, that's an old American racing car company. It was, according to Wikipedia, founded by Hap Sharp and Jim Hall. And Chaparral is an alternate name for the Roadrunner, which is a fast-running land bird, usually in the deserts, to my understanding, like Arizona and stuff like that. Okay, so the 2 series, I believe, went up to J, but this is the 2A. So this is the very first of the 2 series. And Wikipedia, not Wikipedia, there's a different website, I can't even pronounce this website. But anyways, the stats are saying this has a V8 in the back, obviously. You can see the exhaust there. And that V8 is like 5.4 liters. And it's making 350 horsepower or so. Okay. And it's just going to be rear-wheel drive, being a car from the 60s. This 2A was made between 1963 and 1965. Alright, so that's what the internet is telling me. The J one, I believe, had like ground effects and crazy wings and stuff, but this is them just getting into racing. But this thing did have some racing history. Let me just see here what Wikipedia is saying. It actually won, I believe, Sebring in a pouring rainstorm, the 12 Hours of Sebring in 1965, and I guess that shocked a lot of people. Alright, so let's see here. Now, according to the photos, these mesh wheels that Hot Wheels chose to do are actually pretty fitting. I'm going to do a 3D printed wheel project. They're just going to be similar to this because I can't have them hollow, I don't think. The spokes are going to be too thin. It won't print reliably. But at least I won't have the exposed axles. Although I gotta say, looking at that photo again, it's almost like these wheels have exposed axles, right? So it's actually almost like I shouldn't even waste my time printing those wheels. But I like to have my projects, so I'll probably do it anyways. This feels really heavy for its size. Yeah, oh, I think this is a metal base, that's why, so it's all metal. This thing, yeah, it's got the 1997 copyright there. And Chaparral 2 is Malaysia, okay. Just doesn't have all those other weird codes that they have. It's interesting they have these little reinforcement ribs there on the base. I would assume that's on the real car, the differential and stuff. Now we do have the staggered tires though. But you know, this wheel gap is so big, maybe I'll actually just make them equal size. I think this wheel might be able to fit in there. But then there'll be no gap here, and that gap will still exist there, so not sure what I'll do there. Looks like we'll have a vent here on the side, as well as here. This is a vent on the real car as well. And then all these louvers are quite interesting. The casting line there. I don't know what this would be. Door details kind of cut off. It does actually have a clear piece of glass here for the windshield slash side window. It's such a short canopy. It's crazy. Like the helmet of that photograph is sticking above the side window. Like it would be up here according to that rear photograph I showed. And it's also interesting that these are the headlights. They're just in the middle of the body and not on the fenders or out here where one would expect them to be. So interesting. We have some sort of wings, front lips, chin lips, I guess, chin spoilers. We have a nice pattern here. It's a mesh pattern as well as here. So it's relieving pressure here as well as all these louvers. So they're thinking of all the pressure in the wheel wells and trying to dissipate that. I also like these exhausts. They're just like, this is very reminiscent of the Batmobile, or the Batmobile is reminiscent of this. That's what it looks like, a racing Batmobile. So we have a checkerboard seat here for the driver, and then just a plain seat for the passenger, or it's vestigial, I'm not sure. If you look way in there, the steering wheel actually has some arms molded in. That's not hollow. And there's a whole bunch of little dials. Might be hard to see. there's a little bunch of buttons there to the left of the steering wheel. So that's a pretty good interior, I think, for a Hot Wheels. So this is got staggered stacks going into the engine. Interesting. We also have some, I guess, ribs keeping the rear wing rigid. I mean, I assume maybe it's an adjustable wing, maybe not. It looks like the side pieces are adjustable in that photograph. And then we have a bunch of bumps here in the back. They look more like slats on the rear photo. And then this mesh here has got a nice pattern, and then the tail lights there, and then we have a. Now this looks like a license plate area, but it's just a big vent on the real car. So you got a Hot Wheels banner printed there. It's a 66, which is actually on that race car photos that I showed. This side also has that vent. Alright, well, it's definitely an interesting looking race car, in particular this canopy being so low, but that seems to be quite accurate to the photographs. I don't think this bulge here in of the windscreen actually exceeds the fenders, looking at that photo. But the helmet of the driver would. Well, let's see about the wheels. And here we are with some mesh wheels that are similar to what's on the real car. I couldn't naturally have them passing air because the spokes are too thin. It's just gonna crush if I did do that. I mean, I guess I could print it out, but then you wouldn't be able to buy the wheel files off Shapeways if you wanted to. Okay, so then just some paint, in the vents and stuff like that. It'll up in the stacks. I have a little bit of a blemish there. I was too lazy to take it off. Yeah, some paint in the back. And I guess that's it. Oh yeah, the side vents as well. Alright, so doesn't want to roll. There's just a lot of friction going on. I suppose if I separate the wheel from the axle a little bit, spread them out. Now, I think there's just something wrong with the metal inside. It's grabbing the axle too much. So not a roller, which is fine by me because it won't fall off something. So this is a unknown vehicle. Hot Wheels doesn't tell you what it is, which is really strange. But it's really a Corvette Grand Sport. And another classic race car would be this Cunningham C4R. Okay. So I kind of feel like these are all from the same era. And actually, if you're on the 60s or whatever, you're talking the classic Mini Coopers, and this was one of those premium ones with the real riders. This is a mini pickup apparently. And one last one will be this Triumph TR6, I believe it is. It is a TR6. Okay. None of these are scale models, so they're just toys, really. But I have a feeling, yeah, this looks a little bit too big compared to the other ones. Anyways, it's nice to learn about automotive history, classic cars, classic racing cars. I don't know if my wheels make the most sense. I mean, I did make them to scale to photographs, and the tires are recessed underneath those fenders. That's why the wheels and tires are so big. I don't know. Maybe it's just a weird looking car in real life. Alright, well anyways, I'll see you in the next Hot Wheels video. Bye.